Hello YouTube, it's the Utopian Buddha. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be getting into Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. So basically on this channel, I just kind of summarize, talk about ideas that I think are worth sharing on this video. So the first idea that I think is very significant is that A New Earth, the title of Eckhart Tolle's book, talks about this quote in the back of the New Testament that talks about a new heavens and a new earth. And that's the ultimate goal of the eschatology. That's like the end time prophecies of the Bible. If you look at Revelation, that after all of the suffering and destruction, God comes in and establishes a new Jerusalem, a new heavens and a new earth. That it's like a utopia, right? A heaven on earth is what God creates. So Eckhart Tolle interprets that, he rightly sees the Bible as a metaphorical text in many ways. And he looks at that as, in the literal sense, the idea of a new heavens is an emergence of a transformed state of human consciousness, right? The elevation of human consciousness beyond the physical realm into the spiritual dimensions that allow you to access realms of bliss and light that then interact with the material world and influence the material world in such a way as to improve the material world. On a quantum level, you are shifting reality by shifting your consciousness. And you shift your consciousness by disidentifying from all forms, right? Any form, whether it's your physical body, whether it's a thing like a car or your house, or even more subtle forms like thought forms. They're all simply objects within the subjective consciousness that you are, within the awareness, within the oneness that you are, right? And that's the fundamental paradox, right? By entering the formless, you actually become this mix or this interrelationship between form and formless, which then allows you to access higher states of consciousness that show you that you are the oneness. By becoming the subject of the subject-object duality, most people are simply stuck in objective reality. They're stuck in the object, they're stuck in the material. By creating the spiritual, by cultivating the spiritual within you, which is the transcendence of the material, you actually enter into a reality that is beyond both subject and object, that is beyond heaven and earth, and which allows for the union of heaven and earth, because God is beyond subject and object. So some other thoughts in this book is the content versus the structure of the ego. So the ego is generally like an energy force in the mind. It's connected to your thoughts. It creates this identity, this idea of a little me, right? When your thoughts stop, the ego is a psychological center of gravity that results from excessive thinking, right? From thinking that the consciousness identifies itself with, right? When you're identified with your thought, you are a denser form of consciousness. You are a more material form of consciousness. You are a less conscious form of consciousness. So the structure of the ego is this thought form, right? Whether it's like an I want. So I want X. The X is the content of the ego. We all have different contents when it comes to our egos, but all of us have the same structure. The structure is I want, I need, I feel this way because of this person. The ego is always directing the senses outwards into physical reality. So that's the next thing that I wanted to talk about. And the idea is you want to enter into a state of consciousness that gives you peace that passeth all understanding. You want to pass all understanding. You want to be in a state of consciousness where you are like a simple fool, a little child, in Uruboric oneness with all reality. So that's the peace of God. That's the peace of God. So that was just a little talk that I wanted to give. I think I could talk about a lot more. Obviously, this book is a fantastic book. I recommend you guys check it out. It is just a masterpiece. So namaste. There's the guy. Have a good one, guys.